boost my signal.
The show is live. The apps are real. And the ghosts are spilling their guts.
Oh, welcome to the DIE-aloguers. We're back again with a new special episode.
Click where it says default. No. The drop down thing. Click that. Yeah. And then go click OK. Okay. Alright, cut to something.
Hey, welcome back, or welcome to the stream. Hi, we're the DIE-aloguers, and we're back with a new episode about to get prehistoric with y'all.
Any technical difficulties that we experienced during this stream is just on theme, because cavemen didn't know a whole heck of a lot about technology if it wasn't stone, wheel, or spear.
I don't know very much about cavemen. This was Matt's idea for this episode. I'm not a huge history guy.
I love cavemen. Me and all my friends, my friend group of friends, we are something. You guys know how there's a little thing that people like to do called Civil War reenacting. Well, we like to do caveman reenacting, where we all like to get some stone tools together and we like to try and make a wheel or discover fire. Try and imagine what it would be like to discover fire for the first time.
Or you'd sword fight with those long swords.
Well, no, because they didn't have swords in caveman times.
Okay. So. Hi. Are you ready to talk to some cavemen?
So here's the reason that we decided to do this special episode, is because when you often encounter skeptics about ghosts, there's a lot of ghosts that commonly are seen that are in Victorian attire, or little children from the 1970s attire, and people often ask, where are all the caveman ghosts, and where are all the ghosts of Neanderthals past? And we're gonna try and contact them.
And I'm gonna be learning right here along with you, because I don't know much about these little guys.
I'm gonna venture to say you probably don't know anything about cavemen.
What do they wear? Let's start with that.
Well, as you can see, I'm in a traditional caveman dress, which is the pelt of a slain animal. Usually, the cavemen would hunt in great packs, and they would fell a mighty beast such as a saber-toothed tiger or a mastodon, a giant woolly mammoth, and then they would eat and make tools out of its bones and meats, and then they would take the skin and wear it for warmth and protection against the elements, against the harsh, cold winters.
And to protect them from the harsh, cold winters of the blade, they used to wear chainmail.
Well, cavemen existed in a time before actually metal was discovered. I don't know what you're thinking a caveman is, because a caveman didn't know about metal.
All right. Whatever you say, dude. What do we?
One thing that makes another thing. Another reason that skeptics might bring up cavemen as something that might be eluding them is because cavemen ghosts specifically, can oftentimes be very difficult to try to communicate with, because they existed at a time where their forms of language were very different than our own, and they don't have anything even regarding something as sophisticated as the English language, where you have words like dab, and you have words like Tide Pod.
Yeah, they were like, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
That is English.
Crazy talking.
That was English.
Like, they didn't make any sense.
Those are English words, though. That's just old English.
Thou art.
Yeah, that's
Storm the Bastilles, or I don't know.
That's English. A Bastille is from France.
Well, where do you think English evolved from? It's probably from those cave boys.
That's true. That is very true. So oftentimes when contacting a caveman ghost, or cave lady ghost, or cave baby ghost, they
speak my kind of language.
Cave baby?
They're like, goo, goo.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be able. That's the one interesting thing, is that a cave baby could probably communicate just as well to a modern day baby, because their language centers are about the same, and they have the same vocabulary, consisting of things like ugh, da da, mum, and go go go.
People
go go go.
Scientists used to say
these are real caveman words.
Scientists used to say that cavemen learned their speech from babies.
That's true. Babies are often thought of as to be the most intelligent. It's only through living that you become more dumb. We'll just move this over here. Hello. Don't be scared of fire. We know about fire now. I only reenact caveman times. I know about fire. So one thing we have here too is that, so you might be thinking, well, the words that often come up on your EVP apps that you use are free 99-cent apps upon the App Store, Apple's App Store.
And for those of you that don't know our brand, it's sort of like the paranormal investigation on the cheap, sort of 99 cents Google. 99 cent. Was that a caveman noise?
It was caveman noise.
Okay.
Just getting into character.
We contact ghosts using 99-cent App Store apps. We're the DIE-aloguers, and today we're not going to let language barriers disconnect us, because these apps in general decipher.
Tell me about these apps.
These apps in general pick up low frequencies in the paranormal stratosphere, and what they do is they transform them into palatable words in our dialect. For instance, we might be getting language from Spanish-speaking ghosts or whoever, but
entirely possible.
It always comes through as our language. So he's going to be using primarily apps that kind of give words, whereas English words. Whereas there's an app that I'm going to be using that is giving a more basically what the caveman would be saying. It's kind of gibberish, and I'll activate that in a second. I'm also using an app called the Ghost Communicator app, which allows a ghost to enforce its will upon the app in a positive or negative way. It analyzes spikes in spiritual energies through magnetism and
yeah. So the way that these apps work is that they sort of they're able to translate the will and intent of spirits. So this can often cross language barriers, and apparently we'll be able to cross many ancient ages barriers as well. You'll be able. So a caveman ghost might be yelling, "Oh, fire, fire, we." And it will come out something as very eloquent. Maybe it would say like something like Bartholomew or Terence. Because that might be the sort of caveman equivalent of Terence or Bartholomew,
so
the name.
What we'll also be doing over the course of the night is when we get American words, Matt's going to attempt to give a live demonstration of what that
might sound like in caveman times.
In caveman times, he reads a lot more books than me.
I read a lot of books about cavemen and the Neolithic era and the Paleolithic era. If it's got lithic in that era, I'm in it. Like a spoke in a wheel to make it turn.
The first wheel.
Give us technology.
The first wheel. That actually reminds me of just over the course of this episode, I'm just gonna be telling you caveman facts. I have a few caveman facts.
I'll give Sean this. You know, he didn't know a lot about cavemen before this stream, but he made it his mission when he heard that I wanted to do this stream to lurk up and write down some of his favorite facts about cavemen.
So I just wanted to give you 2 caveman facts. Let
me hear those caveman facts.
Stone Age was because of all the tall castles made of rocks.
Well, do you mean caves?
Can you wait till my second fact?
Oh, sorry.
Finished?
What is the second one?
My second fact is castles were invented before the wheel. All right. Those are all my facts for the Neolithic era.
Yeah. Thank you. That's very good, Sean.
Thank you,
I look forward to more facts. So let's try it. Let's open up the spirit airwaves here and try and see. Hello, welcome back again. So we just got our first word, which was argue, and so I'm very intrigued by this because I was unaware that cavemen had the ability to actually argue.
So we just got the word argue from a ghost, and we'll write down argue. So usually when we get these ghosts, we try to assemble sort of what their backstory is, or how they died. So I think that...
What were you arguing about, caveman Neanderthal ghosts? Can you tell us information about what type of argument you were having?
If you are in the chat and you would like to talk to us about or ask us a question to ask the ghost,
Keep in mind, it's a caveman ghost. Ask anything that has to do with like roasting meat, discovering fire, beating your enemies with a club.
So, caveman ghost, if I may call you that, sir, what was this argument about? Was this the reason why you died?
Yes.
So the argument was a reason that they died. So they probably had an argument. Confirm.
Confirm. That's a double confirm.
That's a double confirm. What was this? I'd like to know what this argument was about. Caveman ghost, was this argument having to do with something that was discovered in caveman time?
Ooh. Sometimes that helps get them comfortable talking to us.
Yeah, I can go into a little bit of cave dialect if you want to get the caveman ghost comfortable.
Sure, if you want. What we're gonna do in the chat is, I think that to kind of kick this off, I think because fire was invented in caveman times, we're gonna light this this primordial beacon, and
it will entice. A caveman will naturally be enticed by seeing fire. It was such a new thing. Think about like Snapchat today. When you get that snap from that hottie, from that thought.
From the what?
From that thought.
Okay. I want you to chant, ooh, 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 I bet, ooh, 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 ooh. So hopefully, lighting this.
I'm gonna keep my phone close to this candle. The squiggle spectrum is quite wiggly right now.
Caveman, are you ready to speak? Are you ready to speak to us with this flame?
Most ghosts, will create a cold spot.
Yes, he's ready to speak to us.
Most ghosts will create a cold spot often and are drawn towards cold and dark places, but cavemen naturally lived in cold, dark places, so they're drawn towards fire and heat because they friggin' loved it. Once they found that shit out, they couldn't stop. They had to light everything on fire. My hair on fire. They had to light that hut on fire. I don't know if they did that in huts yet, but they had to light it on fire. They had it, and they just discovered you gotta make that fire.
It's fire on hut season, baby.
Oh, Spirit, if you could give us some sort of indication about what this argument was about that you had in caveman times. I know that it may be taking you a very long time to process these questions.
So that's our app starting up.
I know it may be taking you because you've
So I'm using the Ghost Hunter M2 app, and I'm using the PEVP app, and it's gonna make thunder noises.
That will actually maybe frighten a caveman. We gotta make sure to keep your thunder noise down. Turn your thunder noise.
Back in caveman times. So that's a good example of a caveman speaking. Yeah. And. So I will be trying to decipher some of these words that he's saying. But so this is the more primitive app that I'm using,
which is appropriate.
Well, people back then they used to call thunder. It was like God saying like, "Good job, boy!" Like, "Good job, pat on the back, boy."
Was it?
Like for their God, yeah.
Oh, what God was that? Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
We're trying to these squiggles are very active. There's definitely a cave spirit in the vicinity. We're trying to determine what the cause of this argument that he had with another cave person was. If anyone in chat has any suggestions as to maybe what this argument could be about.
Set my hair. Something set on fire my hair.
So that was maybe a result of the argument. Was the hair was set on fire?
Set on. Without an option. Smashed in
he
head.
Smashed
soup
head.
Smashed
he
in
made
head.
Soup head.
Soup head. Yeah.
He made Soup
Smashed
head.
in head. Soup head. Smash.
Soup head. Soup head. Soup head.
And he smashed his head until his head was soup on the ground. Okay.
Yeah. And then he drink, consume, become powerful.
Okay. So I think that it'd be a good idea for me to draw Soup Head Ghost.
All right, yeah, we're gonna get Sean to do a little composite sketch of this.
We like to do a composite
ghost.
sketch of these ghosts to show the viewers a more realistic depiction of what the ghosts look like.
Nick just suggested something interesting in chat here. Maybe he make Wheel, but friend take credit for Wheel.
Yeah. Let's. Okay, so Ghost,
did you make Wheel?
Did you make the wheel and your friend set your head on fire?
No.
Okay. It was.
That sounded like yes. Do you want to check this one again?
Are you sure?
Just a double
Are you
check?
sure you meant that? Did you mean yes? You invented the wheel.
I know English is hard.
Yes.
Okay.
You meant yes. So.
Very good. That was right on the nose.
So when I do this,
I think we're having a little bit of a intellectual property sort of copyright dispute here with this ghost about the wheel.
So what I'm gonna do with each of these is I'm gonna try to represent them as cave drawings. So I'm gonna do it in a simple way and illustrate the scene of the how this person died. So in the chat, let's figure out what this caveman looked like. So he had a soup face.
Well, one of them, the one that was beaten to a pulp. I think the one we were talking to didn't have soup face. His friend had a soup face, or his adversary.
I don't know. I think he died. He's the one that's talking about dying.
Oh.
I think he got killed over his invention.
The person who stole it killed him.
I think so.
The person so he took credit for the wheel. He was like, "Wow,
Okay.
this is going to revolutionize humankind."
So, in the chat, if you'd like to ask a question about the ghost's appearance.
Go.
So we just got, this ghost just keeps saying soup over and over again. His head is soup.
He's really proud of the
calling-
fact that he turned another caveman's head into soup, which would be pretty impressive. I would imagine that coming back from the day of hunting and gathering and having invented the wheel and also displaying this nice brown red head soup to your tribe would probably make him the new chieftain of the tribe. Racism. Whoa. Okay, I think there might be more to this story.
Maybe it's a Neanderthal versus.
I think what we have here was a Homo sapien had invented this wheel. And maybe a Neanderthal was deciding to take revenge on the Homo sapiens.
So I'm thinking that the ghost that let's ask the ghost. Ghost, are you the one? Are you Soup Face?
Are you Soup Face?
No.
Okay, so you are.
This is the bludgeoner.
So his head got set on fire.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Firehead.
Okay, so we have Firehead.
And we got Soup Head.
And we got Soup Head. Tentative names.
Firehead. Do you understand?
Head on rock.
Head on
rock.
Head on rock.
I think is probably it's just he's really proud of the fact that he turned another person that he turned this Homo sapiens head into soup. I mean, I would be too if I was a caveman.
You know, I think.
This caveman ghost during the brief
So, Firehead Ghost, do you... was your body fat and plump?
Yes.
Fat and plump body.
Oh, he was definitely well off because it was very rare to be fat and plump in caveman times. That was a sign of immense wealth back then. Most people were bone skinny, like the tusks of the great woolly mammoth.
Firehead, did you smash Souphead's head with the wheel that he created?
No.
No.
I heard this said circle on the hair and circle head. He put circle on the hair and make him circle head. Circle soup head.
Okay, so it was a circular rock. Okay.
Yeah. He put circle on hair and then make him circle head.
Cavemen weren't smart enough to use the already available murder weapon in the city.
It's right in front of them. Yeah. I think he saw the wheel for more potential than just a murder weapon.
Okay.
So we have a great composite sketch.
So this is kind of like what the scene looked like.
Probably.
So there's Souphead. You can see he's the one whose head looks like soup, and Firehead smashing him over the face with it. So, and this is not because I'm bad at drawing. I'm doing that on purpose. So.
That's what they looked like.
So okay.
If you ever look at a cave painting, that's just what cave people look like.
So I think we could try to contact another caveman, yeah? Or do we want to cut to a quick bump?
Yeah, I think let's cut.
Here we come, we're dressed in black. It's the DIE.
To the loggers, G.
Here we come, we're dressed in black. Talk to dead family members. The real ghosts answer back. Remember that, just in case we ever EVP and make contact. The title held by me, DIE, means what you think you saw, it's an anomaly. So don't think what once was dead is now gone. Wearing black sunglasses, Matt Shaw.
App Store apps, give us guidance. Using 99-cent paranormal science. But bro, we ain't on no EVP snitch. Ectoplasm does exist, ghosts still nights and hits. Saw some demons, watch your ass. Cause you never quite know where the DIE stands at.
Here we come, we're dressed in black. We're the DIE-aloguers. Here we come, we're dressed in black. Talk to dead family members. My 14 wives.
So we're back with the DIE-aloguers, and there's this ghost that's named
Urcha.
Yeah, there's a ghost that's named Urcha, and he just calls us a shithead. I think that you probably he's being very talkative. So I want you in the chat. What we do is a little thing.
You know it. You know this segment. When a ghost starts to get a little bit saucy or flirty with us, we like to call. We like to do a little thing called ugh or bug. Or bug.
So we need you in the chat to vote whether we ugh or bug this ghost to get a good reaction out of. So
I want to see some
From
uggs.
the chat,
I want to see
uggs
some
or bugs in there.
Uggs or bugs in the chat on what we want to do here. Should we ugg this ghost or should we bug this ghost?
Souphead.
Okay, we got one vote for ugg. Bug. We got we got two for ugg. Okay, it's a dead tie. Who's gonna be the tiebreaker?
Is there a tiebreaker? Ugg or bug?
We need a tiebreaker. Someone who hasn't voted. That
Double vote. All right, so we got a double vote. I think that we're gonna go with Ugg.
All right. You give it a shot.
DIE-aloguers. It's the DIE-aloguers.
All right. I think that shut that ghost up pretty good.
That ghost right the fuck.
I think this is. I just heard head soup again.
He's
Did we just piss it off more?
He's super worked up. Okay, so caveman ghost. I think that was his name. Are you trying to pass on? Trying to move on to the next life? Is there something that you need from us to move on?
Yes.
What? Oh, okay. You need something from us to move on. Let's listen.
What? What do you need from us so that you may pass on to the caveman afterlife? My head hair? He needs his head hair back.
He needs his head hair back.
He's a little. He's a non-confident ball.
Maybe he got like his. Maybe he got like scalped.
Yeah, maybe he got. Oh, so maybe we should.
Did you get scalped? He got scalped.
He got scalped. All right, I'm gonna quickly log on right now.
I can see why he's pissed.
You won't be able to see this at home, but I'm gonna quickly log on to a ghost Craigslist, and I'm gonna see if I can find see if anyone's selling a cave scalp on there.
So, wait.
Oh, I found one. I found it. All right, I'm gonna transfer it to my. I'm gonna transfer this cave scalp to my hard drive. Just drink.
Drink.
What drink?
Well, maybe
drink
he's saying,
rain.
Like I'll drink to that.
Oh,
Maybe
hell
he's
yeah.
Like, I'll drink to that.
Hell yeah, baby boy.
Yeah, I want to help this boy.
All right, it downloaded onto my hard drive. So now we're gonna try and transfer this spiritually from the computer to this ghost. We're gonna try and transfer this cave scalp.
If Bill Jobs figured out how to do that, then he'd probably be rich.
We could probably try and talk to his ghost too, Bill Jobs. I love me a Scrapple computer.
For another day.
Okay. That's too technologically advanced for this stream.
All right, so I want.
Keep saying stream complete.
All right, so I cannot believe how talkative this ghost is right now.
Just talking lots about heads and hair and eyes.
What I wanted to do is I wanted to read a few more.
Sean, I have a question for you. Since you looked up lots about cavemen, I'd have to ask you a question. Which historical caveman was your favorite? Like, who would you say your favorite caveman was?
Merlin.
Merlin?
Yeah, because he can do magic.
Merlin's not a caveman. That's a different era. Do you think that like knights are cavemen?
That ties into this fact actually that I wrote down. 95% of people have a favorite knight, but my favorite peasant is Tomington. I want to just read off a few of my caveman facts. King Arthur's castle could fit 1,000 cavemen in it, which is the highest number anyone could count to. Camelot was not make-believe. Camelot was not make-believe. Historians place it in Carillon. How do you say that word? It's a Welsh word, I think. Carillon? Corleone, South Wales, where cavemen settled after crossing the ice bridge. Holy Grail was the first cup. Merlin was a wizard, which comes from the Middle English wizard, that's spelled W-Y-S-A-R-D, meaning wise man. Wealth is the king's chainmail.
Sean, I'm gonna stop you there. I'm gonna say you have.
A man or woman that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones. See Stone Age.
I mean, that probably is right. There was a lot of
from
people...
the Leviticus.
Leviticus didn't exist in Stone Age.
Tell that to the Bible.
We're gonna
We have a few current ghost events for you that
we like to
wanted
keep
read.
up to date on all the latest ghost news for a new section we call Ghost Post.
Ghost Post.
Welcome to Ghost Post. I'm your anchor, DIE-aloguers Matt, here with my co-anchor, DIE-alogger Sean.
That's me.
We have 3 ghost news stories from the week. We're going to start off with the headline from the New York Post that says, "Woman marries pirate ghost, says sex is out of this world." That's the spirit. A mom of 5 has married a ghost of a 300-year-old Haitian pirate and claims they're enjoying the best sex she's ever had, according to a report. "I told him I wasn't really cool with having casual sex with a spirit and have a commitment to each other," Irish woman Amanda Teague, 45, told The Sun. Sean, what do you make of this story? It's pretty crazy. Marrying a ghost and having sex with a 300-year-old Haitian pirate. Is that a little old for your liking?
I feel like I think it's good to I think it's kind of cool to date up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think a lot of people got pirate ghost fever after seeing Pirates of the Caribbean. They saw all these skeletal ghosts walking around in the moonlight, and they got a little bit of a skeletal boner for these ghosts, these pirate ghosts.
I think that anybody that goes on the adventure that is having sex with a paranormal apparition, I think is very brave and also very open-minded. And so I'm into the experimentation of this article. I'm not so sure about entering into. Did you say they're getting married?
They got married.
I'm not sure about. That's a really long commitment.
Ghosts, yeah, I mean, that's a commitment to the afterlife.
That's not even like a life commitment. That's like I feel like what you want to go to heaven, and you just bang different people, but like.
I mean, because when you marry a ghost and you make a commitment to the afterlife, you have to also find some sort of way to be traumatically killed, or traumatically die, so that your spirit is tied to the earth forever.
Okay, so in my opinion. If you marry a ghost and then you want to get divorced, all you have to do is die a peaceful death, and then you go to a different place than they do.
That's true.
So I think that for me
immediately annuls the marriage.
So dying peacefully is the divorce for marrying a ghost.
So we have another.
Would you like me to read this one?
Yeah, we haven't. Well, here, why don't you read this one here? We got.
Okay. How do I get down? Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. Are you fucking kidding? Bright-eyed terror. Hen party in Scotland left petrified after spotting the ghost of a boy who drowned in Loch Eck in their photo.
You don't have to click. Just.
Oh, sorry. I haven't used this laptop before. The unknown group of women traveled to a remote estate in Scotland last summer to give their friend a raucous send-off, but it seems that they had an unwanted guest tagging along for the ride. Scroll down.
It was the ghost of a little boy.
It was the ghost of a little boy. You went down too much, Doug. In the first photo, the 10 pals can be seen posing next to Loch Eck with. Moments later, they pose for the camera. The group of 10 has become 11 thanks to the eerie presence of a small dark-haired boy peeping out from behind the log. He's a little log peeper.
What would you do if you were out enjoying a nice party with you and your mates, and you saw a little ghost peeper boy, a little log peeper?
I'd become his friend, or adopt him, or I'd play him in Uno, or I'd say like, "Hey, you drowned?
You're drowned?
You drowned?"
I'd try to help him move on to the next life. And our last story of the evening comes from the Derby Telegraph. And then the headline is just, "Is this a photograph of a ghost in the River Trent? The man who took the picture says he doesn't believe in ghosts." Well, I don't fucking believe you. A dad who says he doesn't believe in ghosts has taken a picture of a bizarre white figure which appeared on the banks of the River Trent and disappeared too quickly to be a person. And I have seen this picture. Sorry we can't show it to you at home. It is spooky. Definitely looks like a ghost.
Is that a little man?
It's a little man. It's a little Whitman. Little Whitman.
It's a little Whitman.
And that's our first segment of Ghost Pose.
Hey, thank you for joining us for a short DIE-aloguers. This session is a little bit shorter today.
It's been a bit of a fucking hot mess disaster.
What happened was, there's a ghost sucking on our equipment.
This caveman ghost does not like all this new technology and has been trying to smash repeatedly all of our technology. So we're going to have to cut this stream, unfortunately. We'll hopefully come back to this topic with maybe a less rowdy and raucous cave ghost.
Thank you for joining us today with the DIE-aloguers. I appreciate you guys signing in.
Love you.
In. Love you.
Boom, here we come, we're dressed in black. It's the DIE.
To the loggers, G.
Here we come, we're dressed in black. Talk to dead family members. The real ghosts answer back, remember that, just in case we ever EVP and make contact. The title held by me, DIE, means what you think you saw, it's an anomaly. So don't think what once was dead is now gone, wearing black sunglasses match on.
App Store apps, give us guidance. Using 99% paranormal science. But bro, we ain't on no EVP snitch. Ectoplasm does exist, go so nice and hits. Saw some demons, watch your ass. Cause you never quite know where the DIE is at.
Here we come, we're dressed in black. We're the DIE-aloguers. Here we come, we're dressed in black. Talk to dead family members. My 14 wives.